There are some who feel winter is too long. Drive it Jeep and it doesn't feel long enough. It's the Jeep 4x4 winter event with great deals on select Jeep models. Get into a Jeep Wrangler for as low as 3.99% for 96 months, or enjoy 10% off MSRP on Jeep Grand Cherokee, plus $2,000 in royalty cash. Don't endure winter. Embrace it at the Jeep 4x4 winter event.
The clock is ticking this weekend at the Brick. 6 hours only. Get up to 30% off sofas, sectionals, recliners, and more. Up to 25% off dining and bedroom furniture. This 18 cubic foot stainless steel fridge is just $6.99. LG 65-inch 4K Smart TV only $8.99. And shop your way. In store, book an appointment, chat and shop online, or order by phone. At the Brick, saving you more. Chat and shop online or order by phone.
Time to see who's hungry, brought to you by Skip the Dishes. Order all your game time favorites. Time to see who's hungry. Decided he wanted to be more of a threat to score, and Marner delivered, pushing his streak to 8 games before it ended in Calgary on Thursday night. By the way, it wasn't a lack of effort that saw the streak end, as Marner had 10 shots in the Calgary game. His strong suit was the setup. Now it's that and goal scoring, John.
The official Leaf record dates back to the 1920s. Babe Dye scored in 11 straight. The modern record held by John Anderson, who had goals in 10 straight games back in 84-85. Hard to believe you lose your streak, though, when you get 10 shots on goal. That first period was amazing. It's 7 on Jacob Markstrom. Here's a chance to put Tavares. And he couldn't get it past Patrick Imco after being set up right on the doorstep.
Yeah, for Sean and Keith, this is what you got to do when you're down in a game early on. Get some offensive zone time. Start putting some pressure on the Vancouver D. And there's the one really first hard save in tight there by Demko.
John Tavares loves playing in this building. Here's a pass to Rick Larson, put it high as he tried to go short side on Mrazek, and the puck is off the glass and in the play.
Well, trading chances again. And you mentioned Tavares' success against the Vancouver Canucks, and so often you see just get to the front of the net. There's the battle down low that Nylander does a nice job, tries to go across, and you can see Tavares just bobbled it. And how about Ekman Larsson? They so much made about his lack of offense early on. He's now on a 3-game streak, and there he used his wheels to get in all alone, just a little too high with the shot.
Yeah, his emergence as a point getter came at the perfect time. Of course, more opportunity, but with Quinn Hughes out, they need him to contribute. There's a loose puck to the side. Demko able to grab it as it pinballed in towards the Vancouver goal crease. We'll step aside. Hockey night in Canada from Rogers Arena with the Canucks leading the Leafs.
Can I afford to buy a house?
Is $1 million still a lot?
What is an NFT? What exactly is a stock?
What is money, really? Now I just need to invest in some earplugs.
Tylenol rapid release gel caps are scientifically designed to quickly release medicine and effectively relieve pain. Tylenol rapid release, rapid relief.
Chunky superstitions.
Once I buried a Kit Kat Chunky King center ice. Big dubs, here we come. But it was too big.
Made for hunger, not superstitions.
Courage. What we learn from play, we learn for life.
There's Spooner imploring his team to be like Boy Scouts, be prepared, and they'll like what he's seen so far.
Yeah, that line that he's put together, he's got Miller back from center onto the wing, and Miller follows it up, has great patience while he's following that with a good aggressive play by Horvat, and then on the power play, an over pass back, and right on the doorstep, attacking by Wessler. A good start after a disappointing one the last home game for the Vancouver Canucks.
Canucks will be called for icing here as Myers set that one down the ice on the back end. Don't miss the Olympic Winter Games Beijing 2022 on Sportsnet. Tune into women's bobsleigh and freestyle skiing. Women's slopestyle. Tonight, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on Sportsnet 1 and Sportsnet Now. After the icing, face off to the right of Thatcher Demko. Leaves control, puck thrown in front. Matthews couldn't get his stick on it. Brody keeps the puck out of the right point. Matthews behind the goal. Ekman Larsson's on him, and he's able to pull away. Austin Matthews turns with a shot that hit Bunchik, who is in a battle with Tyler Myers. And Ekman Larsson sends a long one ahead. Horvat after the puck, and he'll chase after him in the corner. Brody there for Toronto. Besser comes up with the puck. Brock Besser with a sharp angle shot. Blocker saved by Mrazek. And the Leafs come up with the puck. Bunting brings it ahead. Pass off his skate, and he'll have to track back for the puck once more. Morgan Riley waiting for Toronto to complete a change. Now steps up to center and risks getting in the Vancouver zone. Brad Hunt chops the puck to the side. Passes there. Sharp angle shot. Hit the side of the goal. Elias Pettersson turns to get away from Kemp. Now makes a dangerous move, but is able to get away with it. With the puck to Luke Shen. Sends it to the Toronto blue line. Lilligren to Kemp. Here's Mikheyev on the backhand. Going off the blocker of Thatcher Demko. From the blue line, Sandin. Pettersson trying to break that up. Leafs have the puck. Kemp coming in front. Here's Kasha. Cuts wide. He shoots. And I think that might have hit Puck Colson. Sprawling in front of his goal. Another shot by Kasha. And that went off a leg in front. Leafs pushing to get on the board here. They steal the puck again. Mikheyev from behind the goal trying to feed the blue line. But that's picked off by Puck Colson, and he skates through center. Time to run on Lilligren. He took it out and took out lines with Travis Garland as well. Everybody's all right.
That was a tough recovery by Lilligren. It looked like he was going to get beat to the outside there.
Here's Spezza in front. Engvall with a shot. There's a penalty coming up as Demko makes that save. But I think Vancouver's going to be short-handed again here.
Well, this line is just a solid offensive zone, hard-working chance line as Cash is shaking his head as off of the boards. Looked like for a second Vancouver's going to get it out, and then a nice play by Camp and a beautiful pass. Look at the bodies in front of Thatcher Demko. I don't think the puck ever actually got to him. And then on this play coming back in, I think originally the arm went up from the official, but he said, nope, I didn't see it. And there was the slash of the stick, and Bruce Boudreau saying, why didn't I get one? And he wants to get an explanation as he saw a hand up as well.
Yeah, the arm went up for sure.
It did, and then he sort of said, nope, my bad. And it's exactly what's happening right now.
Chris Schlenker and Ian Walsh, the referees in this game.
And he's got his hand to his chest saying, my bad, no call.
Tyler Mott chops the puck down. Mrazek leaves for Pierre Engvall. 7 minutes left, first period. 2-0 Vancouver. Hamnick knocked that puck down the blue line. Lammikko chips it ahead, trying to find Mott, but that was broken up nicely by Justin Hall. Here's Spezza. Makes a move to the outside, drop past Simmons for a shot, 10 for the save. Able to squeeze that one as Wayne Simmons let fly from about 25 feet out.
Yeah, you saw it listening to what he talked about trying to make something happen. It almost did present itself. Nice drive there by Spezza. That drove Burrows back to open up the lane, and Simmons had some pressure from Garland, but just tried with the quick shot and have a little chuckle on the bench. His first really good chance to score a goal for the new boy.
Tavares on the face-off against Dickinson. And Nylander will get the puck back to Brody. TJ Brody with a shot. Walker saved by Demko. Tavares after the puck on the inboards. Brings it ahead. And Dickinson able to break up his pass, but then his feet went off his skate and the puck stays in the Vancouver zone. Shen able to dump it out. And Brody banks one ahead. Intercepted by Brad Hunt. Hunt to center. Pearson finds Dickinson. He's into the Toronto zone. Dickinson on the backhand. Lost an action. Went crashing into the inboards. Pearson comes up with a loose puck. Feeds back. Myers with a blast. Stopped by Mrazek. From the other side, Ekman Larsson. And a toe save. Rebound set up for Pearson. And that went off the stick and wide of the goal. Garland in battle for the puck behind the net as he was stepped into by Riley. Puck held in by Myers. Riley intercepts in the corner. Just under 6 minutes remaining in the first. Here comes Nylander. Tried to lift one in for Bunting to skate onto. That was knocked into the air with a high stick by the Canucks. And as Miller touches the puck, whistle sounds, and we'll step aside. Another chance for the Canucks. Ekman Larson had it kicked out, and the rebound put high and wide by Pearson.
Joseph Biden is mine now. Must prepare for war.
Waiting muscle.
Boba Fett. All episodes now streaming on Disney Plus.
Before the podiums, before the photo finishes, before the cheers, the cowbells, the 5 a.m. training sessions, there was a dream and sporting life.
Grit. Sure, it's mud and rocks and sweat and all that. Always will be. But grit is also an idea. An idea that changes the way we see and the way we do things. With an available iForce Max hybrid powertrain, the all-new Toyota Tundra is the new definition of grit.
Hey Pope, hail Church of Pedersen. I am proud to be here guiding the disciples to many holy red lights. It is written, play fast to the puck, play hard to the puck, and if you do, they will chant to win, for there it is.
Well, that's one way to describe the resurgence of Elias Pettersson. Bruce Boudreau with a cameo message to the Church of Pettersson Twitter account. Church is rejoicing these days, John, now that Pettersson has struck for 10 points in his last 11 games.
It's certainly been his best stretch of the season. Boudreau imploring Elias Pettersson to shoot more, and it's paid dividends lately.
And you forget that players are human, no matter how skilled or how experienced they are, and you get off to a tough start. Pettersson had 1 goal in his first 11 games, and really, if you've watched the Vancouver Canucks early on, didn't look like the skilled, confident player that we've been accustomed to seeing, and that can happen at different times. And I think right now he hopes that sort of has lit a spark, and he's playing a lot more like number 4 he used to look like.
Patterson gets the puck back to Shea, dumps it to the corner, pass it there to collect. Pass intercepted, and that was Pettersson making the play. He's trapped down from behind by Timothy Lillard, who brings the puck over the Vancouver blue line. Lillard, long wrist shot, can't go up the challenge. Swallows that one up and gets the whistle of 5 minutes to go in the first.
And look at the numbers throughout this little stretch, and that'll give you confidence in itself. The +4 and points, but I just think the way he's been playing and the confidence in skating, shooting percentages there, and that can kick your season back into gear. And I think the Canucks hope that that's the case for Elias Pettersson.
7 goals and 11 after just 3 in the previous 24. That's Mrazek forced to cover that one. Hauls into it after the whistle.
Here's another game for Peter Mrazek. He's had some goal support when he's been in there. He's had some games where 4 goals against he's let in 3 of 8 games, but he's won all 3 of them. So, this is not uncharted territory. And I think the key for him now after the 2 early goals is just settle things down, and he's been able to do that.
Shots are 11-10 in favor of Toronto. Puck to the middle. And out to center. Matthews going to chase the Vancouver zone. Myers steps in front of him. I mentioned the shots, period, but the shot attempts are 21-12 in favor of the Leafs. Ekman Larson, watched by Marner. Puck dumped around. Besser able to tip it up to center. JT Miller, checked from behind by Matthews. Besser following up, swoops the puck in, and both teams start to change.
Yeah, Miller thought he was going to be in all alone there, and Matthews was just waiting behind him. As soon as he went to put his stick on the puck, he had a quick lift and was able to turn it over.
Checked at center by Jake Muzzin. Travis Hammond sends it ahead. And Hall over. Brought it to the line, not out. Kept in by Alex Chase up. But Simmons is able to play the puck out to center. Under 4 minutes to go in the first. Here's Lemico. In the Toronto territory. Juho Lemico, wrist shot. Brazen took it off the chest and then fell on the puck for a face-off in the Toronto zone.
Again, another just save from the outside for Peter Mrazek. You know, you look at this Leaf team during this stretch, their save percentage since January 8th is third worst in the National Hockey League. But John, their record's 8-3-1. You know, it's one of those stretches where we saw earlier, Kelly Rudy was talking about some of the goals against Jack Campbell lately, even in that Calgary game that, you know, tips and screens, that'll happen. But the Leafs team in front of them is able to get some offense going, and their record has been pretty good despite the fact the save percentage hasn't.
Ducks take possession off the face-off. Garland back for Hunt, puts one on goal, and that deflected wide and net with Mrazek. Unsure which way it was going to head. McCann, Brody, long pass for Kasha, steps in on the right side, feeds one down for David Camp. Camp leaves for Kasha. Wrist shot off the side of the goal. Kasha after the puck again, taking it away is Dickinson, and he's able to slide it along for Shen. Luke Shen launches a long one for Garland, who spins his way in on the left wing. Brody over to check him, and he's going to get a penalty. As he got the hook in on Connor Garland. They'll call it holding, I think, and TJ Brody's going to the box.
Well, that's what Garland has to do to be effective, is get his feet going. Another guy who's got a little bit of his swagger back, he gets inside, and once Brody has lost the puck positioning, you can see he stopped his feet from moving, got his hands in, and Garland continued onto the net and drew the penalty.
Second power play of the game for the Canucks. They were 1-for-1. Got the goal from Brock Besser to make it 2-0. Vancouver native Alexander Kerfoot had to take this face off in a penalty killing role. Bo Horvat wins it for the Canucks, but Marner was able to poke the puck out. And the Canucks will have to start from their own zone. Marner and Kerfoot up front. Muzzin and Hall, the defenseman in a penalty killing role. Brock Besser sends one across the middle. Tried to find Horvat in the middle. That was broken up by Marner. And Hall makes a nice play. Here come the Leafs. Marner, cross for Kerfoot. He'll get to the puck and just chop it in behind the Vancouver goal.
What a great play in deep there by Hall. He knew he had the support in the middle with Kerfoot and Marner, and just the no-look pass. He knew he had support there and able to kill a good 15-20 seconds off the power play.
Leafs take the puck away again. Pierre Engvall sends it down the ice. McCann watching Demko out of the net.
This Leaf penalty kill has been one of the reasons why they've had that good record through that little stretch. They've only allowed 2 power play goals against coming into this one in 10. So that first goal by Vancouver was not an easy task coming in.
Leafs also have 5 shorthanded goals on the year. McCann, who's out there right now, has a couple of them. Marner has 2. Here's a turnover. Back to the middle, and McCann with a good defensive play to break things up. Engvall turns with the puck, and here's a chance for Riley to skate ahead. He wants to change, so he'll just dump one to the corner. Toronto gets fresh legs up there with 35 seconds to go on the power play. Tyler Myers to Tanner Pearson. Now Garland, who drew the penalty, sends the puck in. Hunt's in deep, the defense. Kasha takes the puck away. He's checked, and the Canucks set it up for Garland. Connor Garland. Back for Myers. Garland. Myers again, 10 seconds left in the power play. One-timer from Hunt, touch the stick. Muzzin got in front of it. And now the centering pass intercepted, and Andre Kasha sends the puck down the ice.
Really good read by Kasha coming back to the front of the net to take away that pass. He had pressured out high, but circled back to the front and was in great position to take that away.
Leafs back to full strength. Canucks 1 for 2 on the power play, still leading 2-0. We're in the final minute of the first period. William Nylander tips the puck over the Vancouver blue line. Travis Hammond. His last game was December 8th. Right when the Canucks were turning the corner. That was 2 games into the Bruce Boudreau era. And Hammond missed 21 after that before returning to the Vancouver lineup tonight. Sandin at center works it free to Lilligren. And now Nylander dumps one in wide of the Vancouver goal. Panic around, Mott kept in by Sandy. Leafs looking to settle late chance.
Mrazek sucks.
Whipped on it as he tried to send one to the slot. Now the loose puck in the corner. Nylander's there for Toronto. 10 seconds left in the period. Matthews fakes the shot. Lets it go. Demko took it on the right shoulder. Rebound off the post. And Nylander for the goal. Sandy. What a chance in the second attempt. Leafs hit the post and time runs out. Oh, so close to getting on the board. But it's 2-0 Canucks after one.
The dying seconds, you got Nylander, Tavares, and Matthews all out there. One good save by Demko off the post, and an excellent stick by Shen to not allow Sandin to get the open net.
Leafs coming close at the end, but they'll be down 2. The resumption of play in the second period. Hockey Night in Canada from Vancouver. Stay where you are. Ron on the panel. We'll get to the point in our first intermission.
This period brought to you by Scotiabank. Hockey for all. See how we're changing the game at scotiabank.com/hockeyforall.
It's the Ram 4x4 Winter Event, where you'll receive big discounts on a truck engineered to take on the snow, the sleet, and the slush, and look real good doing it. Tackle winter head-on with Ram, #1 brand in new vehicle quality. Because when you drive a Ram truck, winter is nothing but a minor inconvenience. Get up to $9,750 in discounts on select Ram 1500 models, plus up to $3,000 in loyalty cash.
Sandy's scared.
Courage. What we learn from play, we learn for life.
I'm constantly nodding because I know everything about furniture, but with the business side, I'm feeling a little lost.
QuickBooks can help. An easy way to pay your staff, get paid, and know where your business stands. New business, no problem. Success starts with Intuit QuickBooks.
We are made of many nations. We push ourselves and others to the very edge of performance. Castrol Edge. Take your performance to the edge.
Check out Nylander's new stick. Little something we came up with. Particle accelerator technology.
Wow, that's
amazing, right?
Interesting. But if you want to see a real breakthrough, I just saved even more bundling Sonic Home and Auto Insurance. Totally online in only minutes.
Wow. Take a moment, save a bundle. Visit sonic.ca.
93 cents, please.
Recovering from the pandemic means rebuilding an economy that provides support to those who need it most. You can access targeted financial support programs now, made for eligible business owners and Canadians who need it. Today's the day to build a more resilient economy. Visit canada.ca/coronavirus to learn about the financial support programs available to you. A message from the Government of Canada.
More of that squad you be missing. Back home, back on a mission. Young vets, new additions. We don't stop at the clock. We got higher ambitions. So you wanted more? You can get it.
They say feedback is a gift, and that's especially true when it's being delivered by Tim McCallum.
This fan says the Sportsnet Now life coach is the most annoying part of my day.
Another great gift is the gift of live sports.
To the point, brought to you from inside our Ram studio. Ram setting a new standard, innovative, capable, luxurious, ranked #1 in new vehicle quality by J.D. Power. Kelly Reed and Jennifer Bottrell here in studio. Kevin Bieksa joins us from California. Kevin, Vancouver, Toronto is always a big deal at Rogers Arena.
And maybe a little bit bigger deal than people think, Ron. I don't know how you guys felt watching that period, but it felt like there was a little added emotion. And two things. It was the crowd chants at the beginning, "Go Leafs, go," from the Toronto people that somehow got into the building. And then later on in the period, you heard, "Leafs suck, Leafs suck." So that's been been going on back and forth. The goal celebrations for Vancouver as well. A little bit extra emotion. It's a little bit of a big brother, little brother complex in Vancouver. Speaking from the Vancouver side, the little brother being the Canucks, feeling they don't get enough attention from mom being the Canadian media, and that's why there's always a little bit of a chip on the shoulder when those two teams play from the Vancouver perspective.
Well, you also know with Riley and Kerfoot coming in, they grew up playing in Vancouver, a little extra incentive for them from their memories growing up as well.
I don't know what JT Miller's got going, but he's just been sensational working with the linesman tonight. He scores a goal. So Kelly, his goal comes as Bo Horvat drives the net, and earlier today there was Curtis Lazar driving the net, results in a bleed goal that got called off. So you take us through the two and what do you think?
Okay, so this was this afternoon. Here's Lazar driving to the net. Now he's trying to, of course, go across the crease, and he makes contact with Matt Murray. Now that this is in the blue paint, there's no question about that. It was challenged, and it was ruled to be goaltender interference. So that, of course, is no goal. Now we go to tonight. Horvat's going to drive the net. Now watch Mrazek. He's going to get a stick on the puck, knock it off, and in an attempt, in my opinion anyways, Horvat is just following through on his backhand to put the puck in the net, although the puck was on his stick at that time, but that's in the blue paint. So I am confused. I understand about Keefe not calling that or challenging that because it's such a gray area, and if you do get it wrong, then you are in the penalty box for 2 minutes. I don't understand. I'm trying to figure this out because I get it wrong most times, but there's no incidental contact in the game anymore, which I think is a mistake because I think a player should have an opportunity to drive to the net. That's what we've loved for years, the big power forward, taking the puck hard to net, and as long as it's not intentional interference, if they're just trying to score a goal, to me that should be allowed. Kevin?
Well, I raised my hand, Ron, like you told me to, and I think just the difference in those two situations watching them is I feel like Mrazek lunged forward towards Horvat, where in the Lazar incident, the goalie was there and there was the contact in the crease. But there's got to be something to that, Kel, that when Mrazek lunges out of his crease at Horvat and the contact happens, maybe that's why, and who knows, because there was never a challenge. But if there was, I feel like that goal would have been allowed.
Down in Nashville, Tanner Jeannot. Not a lot of people know him, but he's rugged. He's been in with the Jets before. Here he is with Dave Lauer. So, Kevin, that's your specialty. You go ahead.
Well, Jeannot, what people don't know, he's got a lot of goals this year. He's in the rookie race, but that's definitely a hit from behind. It's a little bit of a board. The thing is, there's not a lot of impact, so I don't think there was any damage. But some people don't like this. Some people do. Lowry coming to the aid of his teammate and does a great job. And Dave Lowry spoke to this in his pregame interview with David Amber that he wanted some more emotion. Brendan Dillon's been providing that for a lot of the season. His son, obviously, as well. And whether you like it or not, that's hockey, and you have to stick up for your teammates so this thing doesn't happen all the time.
The longest tenured coach in Canada, DJ Smith in Ottawa, is not even at 3 years. I mean, Bruce Boudreau's number 4 right now, so that tells you how many changes are happening all through the boardroom this week. Jennifer, Martin St. Louis in Montreal. Let's begin with that.
And there's a few things that I have appreciated with his approach. The one thing he said, he wants to get these guys excited to play hockey again. A lot of conversation about enthusiasm and enjoying the process. And I remember for me personally, in 2006, the Olympic year, at one point, I wasn't playing the way that I wanted to. It was sort of a struggle, and it was an assistant coach that encouraged me to fall in love with the game again. And it didn't happen with a snap of your finger, but over time you start to remember the reasons why you're playing, why you love the game, and from there it helped me perform the way that I wanted to. And so to hear St. Louis saying, you know what, he knows he needs effort from these guys, but also wants them to get excited to play every game this season, even though they faced a really tough time. The other part that I liked about some of his comments is talking about how he wants his players to play. And he talked about concepts and players anticipating and making reads and not always just playing within a system. And I think that's great because you want to encourage growth and develop these young players in your organization, allowing them to read, anticipate, and make plays as opposed to feeling that there's too much of a system. They have to go to one place on the ice. We saw him today, a big communicator on the bench, but hoping to allow his players some freedom to make decisions on the ice and the freedom to find the way that they want to play the game.
You're definitely seeing the shift in ex-players with no coaching experience. Burroughs, Malhotra, Steve Ott before he won a cup with St. Louis, and now St. Louis. And it kind of brings up the debate, like, what do you want? Somebody who can make a great practice plan and have all these great systems versus somebody who maybe can communicate a little better with his players because St. Louis obviously been in every situation. He knows how to talk with her. He knows what he would have liked as a player.
Well,
Jay Woodcroft certainly has the technical down. I mean, he was a video coach for Mike Babcock. He's won Stanley Cup. He's won World Championships. He's been an assistant coach, so he can do that. What do you think happened in that?
Frustration led to the turning point January 3rd, I believe, when the Oilers were in New York City. And this was the first goal of the game, and it was a mistake by Koskinen, although it's one where you kind of understand. He thought the puck had a little bit more pace on it, he gets stuck, all of a sudden it's 1-0, and I really felt that Dave Tippett, because he was so frustrated, he crossed the line in criticizing Koskinen. Because I thought Koskinen, they got a lot out of him this year. He was overworked because of the injury to Mike Smith, and I thought that Tippett, when he did that, he lost the room. Now, Koskinen, as everybody remembers, he went and fired back the next day in a Finnish newspaper saying, well, they'd only scored 7 goals in my last 6 starts. So that started a spiral that I didn't think Dave Tippett could get himself out of, and that's why I think he's gone. By the way, one other point, I think he overused McDavid and Draisaitl. In fact, an NHL scout told me that. I asked what the problems were for the Oilers, and they said that specifically.
Cami Granado.
I had a great conversation with Cami today. She's thrilled about this opportunity. She is very well qualified from her experience in hockey, and she said the 2 things she was most excited about with Vancouver, she said just the character of people and great hockey minds. I don't think there's anyone that's more respected in the women's game, so very well deserved with these opportunities in the game.
Reminder in Beijing, tomorrow will be the women against Switzerland. That's at 8 Pacific, 11 ET tomorrow night. The Canadian men will be in action as well against China in the morning.
To the Point, brought to you from the Ram Studio. Ram, innovative and luxurious. Ranked #1 in new vehicle quality by J.D. Power. The NHL wants to see your skills. Show us what you got. Go to NHL.com/fanskills to submit your video before February 20th. Let's go! Shot, they score! It's gotta be dislocated to make that save. The hardest deep into the 9 here in Seattle. Brings up his goal! That's the feat from there. The edge work is outstanding. And Oilers, he speaks his height. It's all down right now.
You're more than your condition. Ask your doctor about Invocana.
Chunky superstitions.
Once, I buried a Kit Kat Chunky King center ice. Big dubs, here we come. But it was too big.
Made for hunger, not superstitions.
Is this thing really necessary?
Well, now that I'm managing our investments online, we can't afford to miss anything.
When you invest online with BMO Advice Direct, you don't need to stay glued to a screen. You get personalized advice, alerts if something needs attention, and an Advice Direct advisor is just a call.
Well, that settles it. Hello, BMO?
Goodbye, Nightmare.
That feeling you get when you invest with confidence. That's the BMO effect.
It's the Ram 4x4 Winter Event, where you'll receive big discounts on a truck engineered to take on the snow, the sleet, and the slush, and look real good doing it. Tackle winter head-on with Ram, #1 brand in new vehicle quality. Because when you drive a Ram truck, winter is nothing but a minor inconvenience. Get up to $9,750 in discounts on select Ram 1500 models, plus up to $3,000 in loyalty cash.
I love this place.
Hey, did you take care of your RSPs yet?
Yeah, we moved to Quest Trade.
Great.
Dad, I know you had a long career at the bank, but the fees we were paying, they're eating up our returns.
Great. We moved to Quest Trade too.
You get around.
Not anymore.
It's time to switch to Questrade. Open a Quest Wealth Portfolios RSP and become up to 30% wealthier. See how at questrade.com.
With City News, access more award-winning news on more platforms, whenever and wherever you need it. Watch nightly on City TV, listen on the radio, and connect with us online. City News really is everywhere.
Let's shop better by shopping for brands that help us reach our goals. Let's reconnect and celebrate meaningful moments together. Let's shop better at tsc.ca.
If you're watching the Vancouver portion of the broadcast, Scott Oak's busy with that. No after hours on our doubleheader game tonight because of the Beijing 2022 Olympic coverage, which will resume right after hockey. Rick Ball, Cassie Campbell, Pasco, Ryan Leslie set up in Calgary. The Red Hot Flames against the New York Islanders. That's to come on Hockey Night in Canada. In the meantime, second period action from Nashville and the Lower Mainland coming up.
The time is coming for us to get out and go again. To witness things that make us feel a little more normal. But we're all going at our own speed. At Enterprise, peace of mind starts with our Complete Clean Pledge, curbside rentals, and low-touch transactions. With so many ways to help, you can count on us for the assist. Enterprise, official partner of the NHL. It was quite a year. Thankfully, our investments did well. Who are you with? IG Wealth Management. They do all our financial planning. Life insurance? Yeah. You're my IG advisor. Estate planning? My IG advisor. Tax strategy. My IG advisor. Wow. What can't IG help you with? Hobby training?
See the difference a real financial plan makes with IG Wealth Management.
These plays deserve serious style points.
Some of the stuff they do is ridiculous.
It's just amazing to see just the game evolving guys that are creative. A revolution!
Every year seems to get better and better.
It's an evolution.
Players are so fast.
We'll glide above the ice.
It's amazing to think that we're going.
Hockey's future is now.
There's so much to be excited about. I live there every kid's dream.
And it's right here at Sportsnet.
Do you think Kuchen means?
Aren't you learning German?
The free trial expired, so I stopped.
You stopped, but the charge is different.
Ach nee.
Good thing the BMO app lets you know if a free trial is turned into a paid subscription. It also gives you insights into your monthly spending and identifies double charges.
Oh, that's so,
Hervorragend?
lebensverändern? Helpful?
Hilfreich.
Hilfreich.
I'm fluent in Hilfreich.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
Canucks 2, the Leafs nothing as we head to the second period here at Rogers Arena in Vancouver. This highly anticipated all-Canadian matchup. I think Kevin had it right. There's a good buzz in the building.
There is, and just having people in the building is one thing, but when really important game for both these teams coming off a loss, and there was really good energy in that first.
Thatcher Demko, a perfect first period, and that brings us to our NHL IQ. Powered by AWS NHL Edge IQ, the official cloud infrastructure provider of the NHL.
Well, the numbers say it all. I mean, look at the bottom, second highest in the NHL since December 6th. For his time with Bruce Boudreau, it's been 16 games, and his average is a minuscule .203 and his save percentage .933. That's only that one spot on the left side has given him any trouble, maybe short side glove. But in that first period, John, I thought he was sharp when he had to be. And he has that ability to give your team that confidence going forward.
Just the one power play shot. He had a base in the first, the other 11 at even strength. So he improves on those totals, no doubt, that you just saw. Graphically, set to go, period 2. Demko in goal for Vancouver, Peter Mrazek for Toronto. And John Tavares is out with Alexander Kerfoot and William Nylander to start period number 2 with Tavares drawing the puck back, but they didn't like the way it was done. My regular commentary partner, he loves when they do wave outs and stuff.
Yeah, just another thing to irritate.
Puck sent into the Toronto zone as we get underway officially in period number 2. Jason Dickinson into pressure the puck. Kerfoot able to send it ahead past Kyle Burrows and down into the Vancouver zone. Tavares schemes in to pressure his old Islanders teammate Travis Hamonic. Puck sent around. Riley's down from the blue line. intercepting Connor Garland. Nylander trying to take the puck from him, but Garland able to spin away and start out with a pass to Tanner Pearson. Rink wide out of the reach of Burrows. Leafs send the puck the other way, but Garland intercepts it center and slams a long one in that's gloved down by Mrazek.
I think Garland was trying to catch Mrazek, thinking he was going around the boards. I thought he was going to. And Mrazek able to read that and stay in the net.
Here's a chance for Nylander cutting in, and he fanned on it. And he gets a bit of a Bronx cheer after missing the puck on that slap shot attempt moving on the right wing. Hall takes a hit in the corner from JT Miller. Hall gave it away, Besser shot it wide. And the puck ricochets off the corner boards and all the way down the ice. Cam couldn't count the puck, trying to hold it in. Miller sends it across for Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Here's Tyler Myers. Miller checks the cab, sends one across. Andre Kasha dumps the puck in behind the Vancouver goal and heads off on a change. Tyler Myers on the backhand sends one ahead. Horvat didn't see it coming. And now he moves in to try to steal the puck from Lilliger. He's on it, trying to make a pass. Lilliger tying up Horvat at the corner. Matthews is there as well for Toronto. Canucks set it up in front. Trying to get it across was Pod Colson. But the pass for Shen was broken up, and here come the Leafs. Rasmus Sandin hits one across off the stick of Pod Colson, and now we have glass issue. As the glass in the corner of the right of Thatcher Demko has been knocked out, not shattered, just out of place as Sandin was taken into the boards.
Yeah, just a hard hit that wedged it right out of there, and thankfully it didn't nail anybody who's sitting down in that first row. That's always a worry there. Sandin jumping up on the play, and the old adage, take a hit to make a play. Well, he took a hit and knocked the window right out down low. Here's a quick little move and a hard hit by Luke Shen that gives us a break.
Well, put the extra to work here at Rogers Arena. Luke Shen doing the damage along with Sandin. And a delay here between the Canucks and the Leafs.
Trouble Pirate is mine now. Must prepare for war.
Winning muscle.
All episodes now streaming on Disney Plus.
Get double the Tim's Rewards points on your Tim's run. That's double on go-tos, on morning treats, on lunch cravings, and of course, double on double doubles, getting you to free faves faster with 2 times the points, only in the Tim's app for a limited time.
Check out Nylander's new stick. Little something we came up with. Particle accelerator technology. Wow, that popped. Amazing, right?
Interesting. But if you want to see a real breakthrough, I just see even more. Bundling Sonic home and auto insurance. Totally online in only minutes.
Wow. Take a moment, save a bundle. Visit sonic.ca.
Let me know your free test, please.
Shen on Rasmus Sandin has the blast crew out here at Rogers Arena. Shen is the best bargain on the Canuck roster. One of the lowest paid Canucks. They're playing a physical 17, sometimes 20 minutes a night. He tied a Vancouver franchise record with 12 hits against Chicago a couple of weeks ago. The most in a single game by any skater in the league this season. It's hard not to admire Shen's perseverance. 3 seasons ago, the Anaheim Ducks dumped him in the minors where they fully intended to leave him. Got a second chance with a trade to Vancouver, then signed with Tampa, where he won 2 cups, and now his career back in Vancouver, reestablished. Shen has become a valuable Vancouver Canuck, and he'll get some attention coming up to the deadline, but the popular opinion would be the Canucks should probably keep him, John.
The fans are like that. He's, he knows what he does well, and he goes out and does what you just saw with Sandin, what you've seen 4 times tonight, 8 times against the Islanders. I mean, he's just a physical, stay-at-home defenseman.
And that that value you said there is understanding your limitations and don't try to play above them or just do what you need to do to be an impact every night in the role that you're given. And when you've been around Stanley Cup battles and deep into the playoffs and winning, that's such a huge value.
Back underway with the glass fixed. Marner had that one deflect off him and out. The Leafs will start ahead with a long pass. The intended for Bunting. Demko leaves the puck. And Ekman Larson sends it up the middle, intercepted, and sent back to the end boards. Oh, Marner took a tumble as he went in to try to pressure Tyler Myers. It's Marner back on his feet. Seems to be all right. Cox sent a long one ahead. Here comes Bill Horvath. GT Miller on the left wing. Horvath trips it just wide. And they give and go with Miller. Leafs tip the puck free to Marner. And he gets it ahead. Riley didn't see it coming. Now he finds a one pass, went off the stick of Matthews. And Brock Besser on the back check, able to backhand the puck out. Miller loses the puck to TJ Brody. And here's Morgan Riley skating ahead for Toronto. Game center shoots the puck in. Demko on his net. Missed it. Spencer trying to come up with the puck. Engvall's there as well. Here, Engvall. Being checked by Kyle Burrows, who took him to the ice. Pedersen digs the puck free, makes a move. And is able to work it to Travis Hamonic. Up the right wing, Nils Hoaglander. Sandin has him lined up. Puck comes free. Here's Pedersen across. Burrows shoots, and that went off Liljegren, I think, and wide of the goal. Engvall passes to Simmons. Now Liljegren joining the fun. Trying to go wide on Burrows. Puck loose in the corner. Winds up on the stick of Vasily Podkolzin. Backhands one ahead. Chance for a 2-on-1, but Pedersen couldn't take that one cleanly off the boards. Following it was Podkolzin to send the puck in and start a Vancouver change. Nearing the 4-minute mark. Second period. Canucks leading Toronto 2-0. Here's a turnover on the blue line. Juho Lammikko. And the pass intended for Chiasson was behind it. Chiasson gets the loose puck. Here's Tyler Mott putting one in front. That's a flex to Andre Kasha. Kasha mishandled the puck. Shen had him lined up. That might be part of the reason he mishandled it.
That was a good read by Shen. He was aggressive and he identified early on that he was going to pressure. So Hunt was able to just stay back and take the other outlet.
Leafs move back in, get the puck to the blue line. Hall with a long shot. They're from the trouble with it, juggling the puck, able to slot it aside with his goal stick. McCann battles for the puck. Chiasson able to move it out to center. And it's dumped back in by David Kemp. That was the first shot of the period for either team. And it gave Demko some trouble from well out. Mrazek out of his net, dumps one around. Tavares ahead to Kerfoot. One hands the puck to the corner. And now tries to bump Ekman Larson away from the puck. Tavares is in to get it. Took a tumble and Dickinson passes back to Ekman Larson. Garland at his own blue line. Pass in the middle, picked off by Tavares. And here comes Toronto. Kerfoot. Nylander. Down the net, out the far side, puts one in front, that deflects to Garland, and here he comes. Racing to join Miss Myers. Tyler Myers more than the net as Garland cuts in. Tried to pass, and it was blocked and nearly went in. Hit the side of the goal. As the defensive play was made, but almost propelled the puck into the net.
Just that quick little turnover, and that big body of Myers was already turning up, so he was skating downhill, so to speak, and made that a dangerous play.
Canucks are almost 10 minutes of playing time without a shot on goal. Miller passes back. Burrows to Hamonic. He lets one go. There's the first shot in a while, stopped by Mrazek. And Matthews is able to propel the puck down into the Vancouver zone. 6 minutes into the second period. Canucks leading 2-0. Bunting and Marner in tandem get the puck to Matthews. Here's Mitch Marner. Works his way back to the blue line. Now pass one across. Chance for Hall in the backhand, and he just missed the net. What patience by Marner to wait for Hall to find some open space, and he set him up perfectly. Now a spinning backhander by Marner goes wide. Matthews to Bunting. Marner to the blue line. Hall shoots. Missed the net again. Buzzing on the near side. He lets one go. That was blocked by Kyle Burrows. Miller couldn't get the puck out. Marner has a high slot. Dishes off. Matthews up high. Marner's arguing it was a dive. You can see him motioning. He thought it was a dive, but Mitch Marner's going off for interference. Hall is getting the penalty. Marner, who was doing the complaining.
Yeah, he was doing the lobbying, but what a long sequence of good pressure and chances. And cycle here, everybody looking at Mitch Marner on the goal. Hall reads that perfectly, gets behind his coverage. Here's the second big chance, trying to go up high quickly was Matthews. You know, the big body of Demko sliding across forced him to go higher than he wanted. And when the puck went the other way, there's the play on the legs. Hall was tired at the end of his shift there. It's one of those almost a reflex type of play. He got enough of them to create the power play.
Third power play of the game for the Canucks. They're 1 for 2. And they start with their second unit. Myers has the puck. Long slot pass tipped by Pearson and stopped by Mrazek. Kerfoot checked as he tried to move the puck out. Leafs tried to send it around. Came right towards the goaltender.
Brody with a shot on goal there. What a heads-up play by Mrazek. You don't expect your own defenseman, but he got pressured in the corner, and instead of it going around, it went off the blocker of his goaltender.
Myers brings the puck ahead. Try to drop pass for Brad Hunt. He has to retreat with the puck. Minute 25 to go in the Vancouver power play. 7.5 minutes into the second period as Myers feeds Pearson. Hunt couldn't take that one off his skate. Leafs try to come up with a puck in their own blue line. Marner dumps it back. And Brody passes to Riley, who's got time and space. Morgan Riley moves into the pass to Mitch Marner. Tried to thread one through. Chance of throw. McCann off Demko and just wide. Ilya McCann denied his third shorthanded goal of the year. Under a minute to go on the power play. First unit out for the Canucks. Golden Leafs no chance springing up as the competing fan bases get into it again. Puck hit with a high stick. But Patterson next to touch, so play goes on. McCann picks it up. Kasha takes his pass. Andre Kasha spins away from Miller, but just lost the handle as he tried to get in on goal.
It was going to be pretty if it worked, wasn't it?
I think he sensed he was working on a forward. Here's McCann. Had that great chance a moment ago. Knocked to his knees, gets back up with a hard shot, stopped by Demko. Under 10 seconds to go on the power play. And the Leafs had a better chance on that one while shorthanded. Canucks had one shot. That was the slap pass from Ekman Larsson to Myers to Pearson. Now here's Hall out of the box in front and goal. And he was checked from behind. Now he's in front. And Riley was stopped by Demko. Morgan Riley, another shot. Demko got the blocker on that. Leafs maintain possession. TJ Brody dumps one behind the goal. Hammock there. Shen trying to take his pass, but the puck bounced. Thrown across to the top of the crease. Here's Matthews. Canucks need a change. JT Miller's been up there almost 2 minutes. Here's a chance in front. Riley on the backhand. Still with the puck. Morgan Riley to the side of the net. Lamico got his stick on that pass. Now here's Matthews. Austin Matthews, wrist shot. Demko the save. And he's able to hang on and allow JT Miller to get to the Vancouver bench. McCann had a great chance, shorthanded.
A couple of chances shorthanded for the Maple Leafs. There's just enough of a shoulder by Demko on that one. And then as Hall came out of the box, trying to get it to Engvall, but a slide across, a good effort by Luke Shen again to force a quick shot as Demko able to hold on. Miller was over 2 minutes there, so yeah, that's a big play for the goaltender to absorb that and get a complete change.
Matthews had won 6 of 9 faceoffs until that one.
Because of the power play now, Sheldon Keefe gets a different matchup. It had been Bo Horvat against the Matthews line, but because of the power play, now he's got a different one.
Matthews spins around with a forehand bid, and Demko able to stop that one along the ice.
And, you know, it hasn't been one of those coaching games where you're pulling guys back. Bruce Boudreau has wanted that matchup, and for Sheldon Keefe, you got to expect your top guys to go against top players. But the Matthews line, you remember, had been out there for a little while, and because the Horvat line had to make a change, offensive zone face-off, Keefe tried to make something out of it, and they got that one good scoring chance from it.
That was the second shot of the game for Austin Matthews, but he's had 8 shot attempts, including that 93-mile-an-hour slap shot that just missed the net in the first period.
And he's been high and wide a couple of times on some quick release shots as well.
Here's a pass back. Sandin, a blue line, long wrist shot. That missed the net. Not sure Demko saw it. Liljegren has the puck. Timothy Liljegren fakes the pass, trying to get it on goal. That was blocked by Tyler Mock. John Tavares behind the goal. Stepped into by Burrows. Leafs maintain possession. Sandin in the left point. Pass was out of reach of Liljegren, but he hustles to the puck, slams it wide of the goal. Kerfoot works it free to the side. Nylander back to Liljegren. Wrist shot. That deflected over top of the goal. Kerfoot positions himself to protect the puck at the side of the net. Lamico's on him. Now it squirts free to Burrows in the corner. And Kyle Burrows skates out the near side. Calmly brings the puck ahead and dumps it to center. Chase on there. Well, that might have been a hand pass from Chase on to Lamico. The play continues and both teams finish their change. 9 minutes left in the second. 2-0 Canucks. Both goals came in the first period. JT Miller and Brock Besser on the Vancouver power play. Here's Muzzin. Ahead to Spencer. Pass to the middle. Nobody there. Now Engvall fights to get the puck back, but the Canucks are able to move it up to center. Hall dumps it back in, and Demko cuts the puck off behind the goal. Puck holds him to Pedersen. Nice pass to Hoglander. Niels Hoglander buying time as the waits for the reinforcements to arrive. Puck holds it to Pedersen. Shoots, and a weak one. Check as he let it go. Mrazek able to steer the puck to the corner. Hoglander trying to get the puck. Holds it and throws a check on Justin Hall. Here's Wayne Simmons with the puck. Gets to center and backhands it to the far corner. Engvall takes the man. Leafs got the puck, threw it on goal, came right up the middle, but now it's sent ahead. Here's Brock Besser. Slap shot wide. Brody got his stick on that one to deflect it off the target.
That was a bad angle shot by Spezza trying to catch Demko, maybe not against his post, but that long shot ended up breaking the puck out the other way and giving Besser a chance at the other end.
Horvat down the boards for Miller. JT Miller forced behind the goal by Kasha, but he gets the puck to the blue line. Here's Ekman Larson. Leaves for Miller, but a penalty coming up here.
Well, Horvat with the high stick on Morgan Riley as they battled for position in front.
Riley checking for damage. His Leafs are going to the power play.
It's a challenge with accessibility where you see this facility that we're at right now and it's fully accessible, but those are few and far between across Canada.
There's a lot of talk about making the game more inclusive and accessible to all athletes. What can be done more?
It's just about giving thought to either, updating or creating new facilities that really include this. Whatever circumstance you're dealing with, you have the ability to come and enjoy the community feel that hockey provides.
You're doing good out there, looking good. You're buzzing, as they say.
A rink like this is huge. I mean, look around us. There's a community of homes and of young kids. Maybe this is their opportunity to go fall in love with the sport. Without anybody in a wheelchair, it allows them the opportunity to experience the game at ice level. It's just awesome to see a sledge hockey program that's able to come outdoors and get on a rink without any complications. That's exciting. Makes me happy.
To learn how you can shift change within your community, visit Chevrolet15scup.ca.
A pass to NHL Live lets you experience the game you love to the max. Front row seat for more than 1,000 national and out-of-market games. It's unbelievable. Live stream your team on all your devices. Are you watching this? Because you want hockey. NHL Live.
Our Raptors trying to stretch their win streak to 9 against Denver tonight. They then head out on a 5-game road trip starting in New Orleans. You can catch the Raptors and the Pelicans Monday, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on Sportsnet 1 and Sportsnet Now.
The little battles in front of the net as Horvat just tries to get around Morgan Riley, got the stick in it, rode up again. They had words coming back for the reaction, and this has been a pretty good, high-spirited game. Forget about Eastern Conference playing Western Conference. There's always a good rivalry between these two.
Leafs get their second power play of the game, and they control the puck. Riley, watched by Miller. Here's Matthews. Morgan Riley. Mitch Marner. top of the circle. To the goal line, here's Tavares. Puck knocked off his stick back on Larson. Leafs get it back. Nylander shoots, kicked out, rebound. They score! Austin Matthews stopped by John Tavares. And the Leafs on the power play have cut the deficit in half.
And John, this play, as it so often does on a power play, started with the drop. And you hear the reaction. This is why you got a great rivalry. But on his strong side, look at how low Tavares got. He got inside on Miller. Now you get the setup. And then coming out of the corner, a good play on the quick save. But watch Tavares. He looks for a second like he's going to go 5-hole on Demko. Demko has to react, but he knows he has the threat. Watch Matthews just open himself up, gets it up and over the sprawling pad, and there's the reaction. Not quite home ice, but you know there's always Maple Leaf fans here. And the power play that's been the best all year strikes to make this a 2-1 game.
Lucky number 7. His point streak's up to 7 games. Got 7 goals and 7 assists in that run. And Austin Matthews pots his 32nd of the season on the power play, making it a 2-1 game. Now the Flames are going to get into it. Matthews steals a puck to the cross. Riley takes it off the boards. Riley to the slot, swing and miss for Matthews. Brody at the right point. Here's Martin. His pass off his stick. Matthews keeps the puck in. Austin Matthews long shot off the pad of Demko. Once he couldn't put the rain at home, and here come the Ducks. Chance for 2-on-1. Horvath, Rebesser. Horvath shoots. Coming off the pass now. Larson is robbed by Rebesser. Sliding to his right. Recovered after making the first save and come across and take one away from OEL.
Yeah, I mentioned in the first period, you know, the 2 early goals against, but you know Mrazek's going to have to make a few on a 2-on-1, but Oliver Ekman-Larsson just came from way back. He was making the play in the defensive zone. He followed it up. The rebound was there, but Mrazek did an excellent job moving laterally to his right, closing his pads together and able to gobble that one up. And Ekman-Larsson walked right into a hard shot.
Hall gets the puck ahead and outside the blue line. Picked up by Jason Dickinson, who turns and plays it back into Toronto territory. Muzzin. Checked by Garland as he tried to move the puck ahead. Now another chance, and Mikheyev sends one across for Hall. Onto the right wing for Kasha, who skates onto the puck. Puts one in front, gets through to David Kemp. Back to Hall. Long wrist shot off the glove of Demko and wide of the goal. Dickinson gets the loose puck, slides it across to Garland. Connor Garland dumps one ahead for Pearson to go after. We're under 6 minutes now remaining in the second. Canucks leading Toronto 2-1. Hall for Mikheyev. Wide on Shen, who put his stick into his face, and it'll be another Vancouver penalty. Luke Shen is going to head off for tripping. And Toronto back to the power play. They just scored a power play goal to get on the board. And now Shen will sit for 2, he hopes, in Vancouver.
New Tim's espresso beverages are made with 100% ethically sourced premium Arabica beans. Customized and handcrafted just for you. From February 2nd to 15th, try any size latte, cappuccino, or Americano for only $2.
Tylenol rapid release gel caps are scientifically designed to quickly release medicine and effectively relieve pain. Tylenol rapid release, rapid relief.
Is this thing really necessary?
Well, now that I'm managing our investments online, we can't afford to miss anything.
When you invest online with BMO Advice Direct, you don't need to stay glued to a screen. You get personalized advice, alerts if something needs attention, and an Advice Direct advisor is just a call away.
Well, that settles it. Hello, BMO?
Goodbye, Lightmare.
That feeling you get when you invest with confidence. That's the BMO effect.
I don't feel safe here. Oh, I like this. Wonderful. I don't feel safe with any of them.
Death on the Nile. It's the moments we cherish with the ones that matter most, and a game that unites us. Sobeys is a proud supporter of hockey across Canada. Sobeys, official grocer of the NHL. The
Rapid Recap is brought to you by Tylenol Rapid Release Gel Caps. Bruce Boudreau's decision to form the Miller-Besser forward line is paid off tonight. Miller opened the scoring, 129 into the game, 17th of the season. Then on a power play, Mrazek lost the puck. Besser with the goal, Miller and assists. So 5 points for the new line tonight, which looks like it'll be together for some time, but the Canucks' immediate concern right now is keeping this game at 2-1 as the Leafs go on the power play, John.
Miller out in a penalty killing goal. Set to contest his face-off with John Tavares. Tavares with an assist on a power play goal by Matthews. And the Leafs are right back to the power play. They're 1 for 2 with 3 shots, but the pass back is beyond Morgan Riley, who has to skate back for the puck.
One thing you see there is just how much you want to try to pressure. That was a hard battle as Matthews tried to get to the loose puck, but the penalty killers collapsed as well and outmanned them there and were able to turn it back.
Tavares in, throws on the brakes, passes back to Riley. Now Matthews tees off for Marner. Nice move to the legs. Lost his balance. Riley gets the puck to Marner. Richard winds up on the stick of Tavares, who banks one back to Riley. 40 seconds gone to the Toronto power play. Matthews to the goal line. Tavares saucers one back to Morgan Riley. Long wrist shot. Demko fought it off. Rebound loose. Marner got a shot on goal. Demko the save, and he grabs the loose puck at the side. As the Leafs had a couple of whacks of that one, but couldn't get it to go.
Just no overreaction there by Thatcher Demko. You saw a couple of whacks at it by Marner, who came in, was looking to find a hole. You see Myers down, taking away anything from Tavares to Marner. Now you got a loose puck not once but twice. And Demko just making sure he's down below, trying to keep that paddle down, the pads together, not really much of a room there. Made one save on it, and then the battle, he was able to find that loose puck in traffic.
Leafs control off the draw, second it up for Toronto. Spencer to Bunting. And now Spencer feeds the blue line. Sandin near side McCann. Ilya McCann behind the goal to Michael Bunting. Feeds Spencer. Now Sandin to Spencer with room. Takes a look. That's one goal. He scores! Tipped in front. Castle was there. So was Bunting. I think Castle got the tip to tie the game at 2.
Yeah, really well executed play. The pass from down low, up high, side to side, gives a little extra time for Jason Spezza. And if you're Thatcher Demko, you know Spezza's got the ability to beat you. Here's down low, side to side, moving around, and now there's a little bit of a lane, and there's just an excellent shot pass. Kasha's in that high slot area. Spezza's got his head up, and there's the tip up and over the blocker. You know, without the tip, Demko's in good position that he's probably going to be able to make the pad save, but that little adjustment there, 2 power play goals have tied this one up, and that's something that's going to be really important for the best power play. To have that second unit also contribute is really important.
So the Leafs with goals under 3 minutes apart, both of them on the power play. And this game's back to square. Matthews, Kasha, goals with a man advantage. Toronto's 2 for 3. And the game is tied at 2. 4 minutes to go in the second. In this seesaw affair, Niels Holmgren brings the puck out. 4 Canucks through center. Hold that arrow going. Patterson sitting on a cross, trying to get the puck closer, but that was blocked. Back from the Leafs. And the ball. In on the left lane. Through on a cross. That one right through the crease and off the other side. Kerfoot gets the puck, dumps it near side. Muzzin takes it off the boards, trying to send one in front. That's off his stick into the far corner. Here's Matthews back onto the ice. Muzzin takes his pass. Hole on the blue line. Puts one to Matthews. Nice move and a wrist shot. And that one winds up bouncing past Bunting and down inside the Toronto blue line.
How about that little move? Stick quick between the legs with the puck and a quick return and a shot on goal by Matthews, just a little high.
Leafs are back in. Bunting working on Ekman Larson. Marner picks up the puck. Feeds back. Muzzin. Fan on it. Matthews gets the puck to Marner. Cutting it on goal. Mitch Marner. Spilling was Demko to keep it out. Marner. Now Bunting. Leafs buzzing in the anchor zone. Hole long shot deflected by Marner and a pad save by Thatcher Demko. Matthews center. Horvat intercepted. And he brings the puck out for Vancouver. Horvat crunched along the boards by Jake Muzzin. Shots are 17-5 Toronto here in the second. Marner moving in. Checked by Burrows. And here's Hammock. Trying to get it ahead. Matthews intercepted. He's got a teammate trapped offside. Marner just got onside, they said, as they set it up for Spencer, but he was checked and Pearson gets the loose puck.
You know, so often a bad power play could be a momentum killer. Instead, here, 2 power play goals that really up the momentum for the Leafs. They've got their legs finally now. They're spending all the time in the offensive zone and jumping with those 2 power play goals.
Morgan Riley shoots one in from center. Kyle Rose, dunked by Simmons. Dickinson's back for the puck. And here's Pearson with some time across to Connor Garland. Garland back for Pearson, moving on Brody. Gets the puck in the corner. Leaves there for Garland. Trying to make a move around Riley. Leaves caught with the puck. Brody from behind the net. Tavares into the middle. Oh, it bounced away from Nylander right to Tyler Mott. The Canucks run the other way. Shot kicked out. Rebound. He scored. You hold Lamico.
Well, how do you wrestle the momentum back? You get a great individual effort at one end. Marner almost makes this a 3-2 game for the Leafs. He's in all alone, puts it to an area, and Demko comes down. The 2-pad stack gets the blocker there, and a turnover in the neutral zone creates that open ice. That's a shot pass. It's just a classic example. You know you're not going to beat the goaltender there, but it's almost impossible for a low shot like that off the left pad of Mrazek not to create the rebound. And Lamico on the doorstep pounces it home to wrestle the momentum back to the home team.
Sometimes it's just a bounce, too. That was a pass at center that came off his skate right to Tyler Mott. And before you know it, Lamico was putting home the rim. Now shot at the other end, and that might have hit Demko in the mask as Nylander fired that one on goal.
And that was a bomb, right back into the offensive zone as Nylander was on the ice and frustrated about that goal against. Here's the little quick pass right off the shoulder. There's an example of the size and tall, how Demko is difficult to beat up top. And that was a rocket there by Nylander that almost found its way.
30th shot of the game for the Leafs, who had 18 here in the second and just 7 for Vancouver. Liljegren moves down, throws one on goal. Demko sliding back to the short side post. It'll make the save and hang on to the puck.
Oh, we saw the Sport Logic. That was the one area that was the lowest save percentage. That area to the left of Demko, but no cheating across there. I think he was committed to stay tight to the post, and there's a couple of saves to settle things back down after taking the lead.
55th shot attempt for the Leafs. 31 of them have found the target. Canucks able to move the puck up. Liljegren ahead for Tavares with that assist earlier. Now 19 points in 13 career games in this building. Tavares is a rookie with the Islanders, had a 5-point game at Rogers Arena. Here's a chance in front of him. Demko read that well. Knocked the puck away from McKinnon before Preston. Now chance about Tavares. Stopped by Demko again. At the blue line, Nylander slap shot. Glove save Demko. And he'll hang on to stop play with 33 seconds to go in the period.
Well, for Demko there, it's just, you know that with this Leaf team, they can come in bunches. And you mentioned last game in Calgary, the Toronto Maple Leafs outshot the Flames 48-26. And here in this second period, they've had plenty of looks in front of Demko, and he was sharp there to make another.
Another face-off win. Matthews gets the puck to Muzzin. Now Marner puts one on goal, and Demko's got it. 22nd shot of the period for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
So much of the game today is just the face-off plays that every single team works so effectively. There was another example of 3 passes and it's right on the net.
Muzzin gets the puck. Myers got a piece of the pass. Now he shoots the puck to the near side for Besser, who turns, gets it ahead, and JT Miller is able to backhand it out. Marner failed on that pass. Horvat was lurking. Now Horvat takes a tumble into the boards. Miller gets the puck behind the net, throws it in front. Leafs come up with it. 5 seconds to go in the period as Matthews skates through center. Let's go with a long shot. Big rebound. Chucked away by Edmund Larson. And that'll do it for period number 2. Leafs with a couple of power play goals, hold even, but Juho Lamico has the go-ahead goal. And And the Canucks are up by 1 after 2 periods. Coming up to the Wealthsimple Crypto second intermission, 32 thoughts with Jeff and Elliott and updates from the HNIC panel. The Canucks lead by 1 on Hockey Night in Canada from Rogers Arena in Vancouver.
It's time for the show. Forget everything that you know. You ain't seen nothing like this. You ain't seen nothing like this. You ain't seen nothing like this.
Move over and make room for Ali. We surely can find them no place. Move over and make room for Ali. Since Ali is one of our race.
Sarah Nurse moving in front. There's a goal for Canada.
We surely can find them no place.
Let's make room on the bench. Help us make the game we love more inclusive. Submit your good deeds at ChevroletGoodDeedsCup.ca to win $100,000 for charity.
You're more than your condition. Ask your doctor about Invocana.
Recovering from the pandemic means rebuilding an economy that provides support to those who need it most. You can access targeted financial support programs now, made for eligible business owners and Canadians who need it. Today's the day to build a more resilient economy. Visit canada.ca/coronavirus to learn about the financial support programs available to you. A message from the Government of Canada.
You see the baby?
Yeah. How can we see her so clearly from here?
Oh, you found your dad's baby blanket.
How can I find almost anything?
See that? Look at this one.
Hey, how did you make that book so fast?
Hi, MG. Good night.
Wow. How did your phone get so smart?
So this would fall under auto, not home, I'm guessing? Either way, I'm insured. Right? Yeah, I'm asking. Take your time.
Not getting the insurance advice you need? Switch to Desjardins and get a Desjardins agent who gets to know you and what you really need.
What we choose today defines what happens tomorrow. So if you want to watch the game tomorrow, choose Sportsnet Now today. Yesterday, I chose to stand up to my landlord. Today, she's chosen that I'll be living in my office from now on. But at least I still have Wi-Fi, so I still have my sports. I also have this hot plate, most of the stapler, and the clothes I'm currently wearing. You can't take that from me, Mrs. Sutherland!
Brotherly love? With the NHL app, see the Kachuk's sibling rivalry play out all season long.
Welcome to the Wealthsimple Crypto second intermission. Wealthsimple Crypto is trusted by over 1 million Canadians. Invest in your first Bitcoin or Ethereum for as little as $1. 32 Thoughts in our second intermission is presented by GMC with Elliot Friedman and Jeff Merrick back in studio. Jeff, nice to have you here as opposed to let's start with the Vancouver Canucks. It's a big game tonight,
Yes.
an excellent game. What about the Canucks?
Okay, so there's been a lot of talk since Jim Rutherford took over about who's going to be traded as Rutherford looks to massage his team into the mold that he wants, but very little talk about who might be coming in. And one person that we believe, one player we believe the Vancouver Canucks have interest in, or are at least curious about, is Pavel Zacha of the New Jersey Devils. Now, Zacha is on an expiring contract. He's an impending RFA, but he's 1 year away from becoming an unrestricted free agent, so he can take his qualifying offer and then walk after a year. He's represented by Darren Ferris of Cortex. Perhaps that camp wants to go that route. So Tom Fitzgerald, general manager of the New Jersey Devils, has a decision to make. Down the middle, they have Jack Hughes, they have Nico Hischier, they have Dawson Mercer. Where does Zacha fit in? We do know the teams are calling. Where this goes wrong, we're not sure. But player of interest for Vancouver, Pavel Zacha.
Great. A lot of calling. Trade deadline March the 21st. Any rumblings, Elliot?
Yeah, there's a few other things going on just to keep an eye on from here and there. First of all, in Toronto, Nick Ritchie's in the American Hockey League right now, and there's no official trade request, but I think everybody here understands that it might be better to find him somewhere else to play, and I think there has been some traction in the last few days around the league. Now, the thing that complicates this slightly is he has one more year left. If, for argument's sake, the Maple Leafs were to buy him out, it would be $300,000 on next year's cap. So I don't think Toronto wants to retain anything more than that. But depending on how this can all go and how that can be worked out, it is believed there is some traction being gained on Ritchie around the league and clearing some room and finding him a space. Meanwhile, Ron, we worked earlier today, Montreal, Columbus, and there was something that happened in that game that made me kind of wonder if we're going to see some traction pick up. Ben Sherratt temporarily left the game. He did come back. Anytime you have a player with as much interest as he has, you always worry about something like this. And I think we're all curious to see, does this mean the action's going to pick up on Sherratt? Among the interested teams, St. Louis, Carolina, Rangers, Florida, Los Angeles, and Calgary, both of whom too might have interest in Tyler Toffoli. So we'll see where this goes, but I think you're going to see a few more calls for an already popular player.
You know, watching Sarah Filier's coach from the Princeton Tigers on the hockey show this week, after that hat-trick performance, Canada getting ready for the semis against Switzerland tomorrow evening. Jeff, how about Philly?
She's been great. That's not exactly a secret. 8 goals so far in the tournament. She's been outstanding. And now, Ron, she has chosen who her representation will be. She's going with Cam Stewart and KO Sports. Now, you mentioned Princeton. She's still a student, and that makes a lot of this even more incredible. Still has 2 more years to go at Princeton. Already scored 8 goals in the tournament. So anything involving compliance issues will have to be worked out with Princeton. But I think we can all agree, and now she had mentioned she's with Cam Stewart and KO, both on and off the ice, Ron. She is very much the next one.
All right, another player who's very much in demand is Thomas Hertl from the San Jose Sharks. Today he has media availability after some positive comments from the acting general manager, Joe Will. He said that he wanted a fair contract and said that term was important to him. We'll see how the Sharks feel. It is believed these negotiations will heat up over the next week to see if he can stay in San Jose.
And really quickly, the Memorial Cup right now is scheduled to go in St. John from the 4th to the 13th of June. It looks like they're going to give that city and that organization a little bit more runway, move it later on into June, maybe around the 19th or around the 20th. There is no desire to go into July, so look for the Memorial Cup later on in June.
All right, and finally, just a couple of quick notes here, Jeff and Ryan. First of all, the World Cup, they're talking about February 2024, a best on best, which we think all want to see as hockey fans. The next meeting on this is expected to be between this week, between the league and the Players Association. And also, Winnipeg announced the other day that they'll be going to 100% capacity next week against the Minnesota Wild. Ontario, the Senators and the Maple Leafs are not supposed to get there until February 21st. That's 50%, and not 100% until March 14th. But I think both teams are hopeful that maybe 50% can happen a bit sooner than next Monday.
The star of the Jeff Merrick radio show starring Elliot Friedman. Henry Reed for the first half hour. Thank you, Jeff and Elliot. A short break, we'll come back with our panel. 2 great games going on. Boy, the Nashville Predators and Jets is feisty. Nashville, 32 fights this season, 9 more than any NHL club. That story is next on Hockey Night in Canada.
It's the moments we cherish with the ones that matter most, and a game that unites us. Sobeys is a proud supporter of hockey across Canada. Sobeys, official grocer of the NHL.
Will always be the best in Chicago.
Don't worry, we're going to take good care of you.
I knew you were the right man for this job.
You have a long, important career ahead of you. You cannot lose focus.
We got you. You're safe now, I promise.
Chicago Med, Fire, and PD. New episodes return February 23rd on City TV. Or stream anytime on the City TV app or citytv.com.
There are some who feel winter is too long. Driving Jeep and it doesn't feel long enough. It's the Jeep 4x4 winter event with great deals on select Jeep models. Get into a Jeep Wrangler for as low as 3.99% for 96 months. Or enjoy 10% off MSRP on Jeep Grand Cherokee, plus $2,000 in loyalty cash. Don't enjoy winter. Embrace it at the Jeep 4x4 Winter Event.
The clock is ticking this weekend at the Brick for 96 hours only. Get up to 30% off sofas, sectionals, recliners, and more. Up to 25% off dining and bedroom furniture. This 18 cubic foot stainless steel fridge is just $6.99. LG 65-inch 4K Smart TV only $8.99. And shop your way. In store, book an appointment, chat, shop online, or order by phone. And the Brick, saving you more.
With City News, access more award-winning news on more platforms, whenever and wherever you need it. Watch nightly on City TV, listen on the radio, and connect with us online. City News really is everywhere.
Let's shop better by shopping for brands that help us reach our goals. Let's reconnect and celebrate meaningful moments together. Let's shop better at tsc.ca.
There are those who idle, and those who never seem to stop. They can't. They have to keep moving, refusing to rest, reimagining what's possible, getting it done. That's what we did when we redesigned the GMC Terrain, and those are the people we did it for. Introducing the first ever GMC Terrain AT4 and the redesigned Terrain Elevation.
Welcome back to the Wealth Simple Crypto second intermission. Kevin BX is in California. Kelly and Jennifer here in the studio. And Kelly, what a turn of events. Lemico goal big at the end of the second in Vancouver. Huge when you consider that the Leafs really had overtaken that second period. Shots 24-7, but you need an unlikely hero. And the fourth line for the Canucks gets him on the board. A beautiful shot pass by Chason. But watch the work by Lemico. Look how strong he goes to the net. And then the Leafs trying to lift his stick, slap at his stick, and he's just stronger, out-muscles him. So for a 26-year-old guy trying to earn more ice time and the trust of the coach and the organization, I thought he did a really nice job with that one.
And, I like the effort to jump in there. It's a great lesson for those kids. If you can get that inside positioning and then bury it. And credit to Kelly, because he also called it. He said Lamico had been playing really well and mentioned that in the first period, so good call, Kelly.
So Jen and Kevin, Marner and Matthews wouldn't take anybody, not even a private investigator, to spot these two tonight. But go ahead, Kevin. They're amazing.
Well, I just want to say quickly, after Kelly and DA did that great segment on Demko pregame, I find myself watching him all game and his movements in the crease. But on the other end, Marner, you can't help but notice him right now. The deception, the patience, there's a vulnerability for forwards having that puck on the blue line as the last man, knowing that if he turns the puck over, it's trouble. And he has that poise to know when to make the play. He's seeing things right now. He's creating something every single shift. And I don't think there's anybody that plays in the high ice better than he does right now, right, Jen?
Absolutely. He's finding everybody. This pass to Riley, and then on the power play, this is what we're talking about. When he looks to shoot, makes the pass, goes into the corner, then ends up making the pass out to the high slot for Nylander. Beautiful passing play to Varis, and then Matthews buries it. But in every situation, getting the puck, falling back down, then gets up and makes another smart, outstanding play. And this is what we talked about when he's going to look to shoot first, and then it does end up creating more openings and more passing scenes. But he really has been amazing to watch. Some absolutely stunning passing plays. Just magical between him and Matthews yet again tonight.
So two weird things in the Nashville game, Kelly. How about this? Okay, well, everybody knows you have to, for no matter who you are, you have to block shots, right? And so if you're a star, you have to block shots. If you're a role player, you have to. And the only thing I would say is try and protect yourself a little bit more. Here's Tanner Jeannot. Takes one open palm. I don't get that. And you can see that he's going to be injured. He left the game briefly. And then on the goal by Connor, watch Granlund again take his left hand off the stick, open palm. That to me is just a dangerous play. Turn your glove over where you have some protection. Blocking shots is difficult anyways and dangerous. Don't make it worse. All right, we'll have to make this quick, but Andre Kasha scores a goal with a beautiful stick, setting a target for the slap pass by Jason Spezza was amazing. So, Jennifer, we only have like a couple of seconds, but you could take the Brian Jenner, same thing, presents the target and scores a huge goal for Canada against Sweden en route to their Swiss semifinal. tomorrow here. It'll come in a second.
We talk about the importance of having that target for your defenseman to look for your teammates, and that one, same thing. Jenner just looks for the placement of her stick, but just really great performances by Team Canada. They've really been invested in the team first mentality. Jenner's been great, Spooner's been great, but also some other players. Sarah Nurse stepping up on that top line. Jamie Lee Rattray, 29 years old, doing great on that second line. Claire Thompson, more points than any other Canadian defenseman. So this team is rolling with a lot of confidence.
Coming up in Beijing, the biathlon, the aerialists, and the curling. That's in 2022 Beijing coverage.
Thanks for watching the Wealth Simple Crypto Intermission. Wealth Simple Crypto is trusted by over 1 million Canadians. Invest in your first Bitcoin or Ethereum with as little as $1.
With your lights, people! I want all this stuff shrink wrapped by EOD. End of day.
What's her deal? She topped her harvest burger just how she wanted. Extra hard sauce. Now she thinks she's in charge of everything.
Take me up, forklift guy! Higher!
Isn't she the trainee?
You guys look so tiny! The time is coming for us to get out and go again. To witness things that make us feel a little more normal. But we're all going at our own speed. At Enterprise, peace of mind starts with our Complete Clean Pledge, curbside rentals, and low-touch transactions. With so many ways to help, you can count on us for the assist. Enterprise, official partner of the NHL. You see the baby?
Yeah. How can we see her so clearly from here?
Oh, you found your dad's baby blanket.
How can I find almost anything?
You see that? Look at this one.
Hey, how did you make that book so fast?
Hi, OG. Good night.
Wow. How did that thing get so smart?
New Tim's espresso beverages are made with 100% ethically sourced premium Arabica beans, customized and handcrafted just for you. From February 2nd to 15th, try any size latte, cappuccino, or Americano for only $2.
Before the podium, before the photo finishes, before the cheers, the cowbells, the 5 a.m. training sessions, there was a dream and sporting life.
Nobody in the hockey world knows more stories than Elliot Friedman. Some of them are even true, too. Not even a giggle.
It's amazing how he knows all the workings of the league. He's always got the scoop. He always asks you the tough questions. His style is outrageous. His shoes today, you guys see him? Stylish shoes on there.
Jeff Merrick,
Keeps Elliot in check.
as much as it pains me to admit this, he carries the podcast.
32 Thoughts, the podcast, presented by GMC.
This period brought to you by Hyundai, made for those who drive hockey.
Third period just about upon us. Caps 3, the Leafs 2. John Shorthouse, Craig Simpson, and Craig Stamps. In this game, there may be a couple of chapters yet to be written.
Yeah, no question. I just think the tempo of this game has been excellent. You know that you're going to have some swings in momentum, which we saw in that second. The Leafs got it back on their power play, but as Kelly and company show, the fourth line for the Vancouver Canucks with a huge late goal to give them the lead coming here in the third.
Juho Lammikko with his fourth of the season, the go-ahead goal. And now we're underway in the third with William Nylander backhanding the puck into the Vancouver zone. He comes up with it, passes back to the blue line. Morgan Riley with a wrist shot wide of the goal. TJ Brody's in deep. Kerfoot banks one to the blue line to Riley. Long wrist shot, reaching out was Demko to punch that one away. Tavares takes a hit in the corner from Dickinson. Here's Kerfoot. Went against the grain with that pass, but it winds up on the stick of Connor Garland. Garland gets to center and slides the puck into the Toronto zone. Pearson into pressure. Brody. And Pearson comes up with the puck. There was a bend, but it'll be a Toronto penalty here. A tripping call, and the Canucks will go to the power play in the opening minute of the third.
Well, you see Brody down. It's Riley coming into the play that actually loses
his balance goes down. There's really nothing at this point he can do as he comes into the pile, knocks his man down, and he's shaking his head, but he was just coming in to make the play, kind of stumbled down on one knee and ended up sliding to take the penalty.
Fourth power play of the game for the Canucks. They're 1 for 3. And Vancouver controls off the draw. Miller checks. And here comes Mitch Marner. Camp is with him. As Marner moves in, finds some room, spins, and the puck just went off his stick. And Larson picks it up. Keep it so. Marner steals it away. Muzzin shoots. Left hand saved by Thatcher Demko.
You hear the crowd's reaction to that one as Marner got to the back of the legs, but Ian Walsh was the referee down at that end, and he was blocked out by Demko there. He never even saw what happened, but it almost ended up with a good scoring chance that Demko was able to make the save.
45 seconds gone, the penalty to Morgan Riley.